Welcome to the imaginary world of scenario thinking. We will discuss a pre-mortem analysis. German-based insurance company A is in the process of merging with the UK insurance company B.
After reviewing company B, everyone is excited. This looks like a no-brainer, because there is possible creation of synergies, there is geographical expansion, and acquisition of new capacities and resources. There is also room for portfolio diversification. Costs can be reduced for company A, and after all, it probably creates cultural diversity. But before taking this important decision, the board will make a pre-mortem analysis to consider downfalls of the merger. Imagine the merger failed 3 years later. It turned out to be a disaster and the company is ruined. What went wrong?
So what might have led to damage? Firstly, the no-deal Brexit and increased currency risk that ensued. Secondly, the lack of synergy between the two companies. Thirdly, a cultural mismatch between a German and British company. And fourthly, the key staff leaving because they lose faith in the company. Additionally, product failure due to difficulties caused by the merge and reputational risk, but also a loss of knowledge due to employee turnover. Lastly, accounting fraud by the other company, and insolvency and credit risk caused by the difference in asset portfolios.
You might be wondering, how is everything connected? Remember, it's all about the consequential escalation of harms and feedback loops. For instance, a no-deal Brexit will lead to uncertainty in regulations, causing a more volatile British pound, leading to increased currency risk, which in turn may cause higher funding costs and shrinking profits. Also, it could be discovered that company B committed accounting fraud. This might lead to reputational damages, causing lawsuits, asset write-downs and impairments, possible insolvency, and key staff leaving because they lose faith in the company. Also, complex structured bonds could default, causing no hedging for interest rate risk, leading to insufficient capital reserves, regulatory fines, downgraded of creditworthiness and higher funding costs, causing default on annuities. Feedback loops also arise. For instance, shareholders could lose faith in the company and sell their company shares. The company value will shrink, leading to higher debt-to-equity ratio, causing higher funding costs, lower profits, need for staff layoffs, product failures, lawsuits, and even more shareholders leaving the company. More importantly, staff may leave the company. This will exacerbate the cultural mismatch between German and UK staff, causing loss of valuable knowledge, lack of synergies, leading to operational inefficiencies, causing demotivating staff, leading to an unpleasant work environment, escalating tensions in the board, even worse business operations, product failure, reputational damage, and more staff leaving. Let's talk about some mitigating actions. Staff leaving is one of the most frequent reasons for mergers to fail. So let's start here. What can we do to prevent it?
Culture itself could be one of the reasons why a merger does not happen in the first place and should therefore be evaluated before anything else. Cultural assessment can be done by reviewing public information about a company as well as talking to management. A disciplined approach sometimes reveals differences so profound they could jeopardize a deal. Make sure employees know the shared vision and goals. What is the business case that underpins the decision to merge? Are you trying to increase market share and cross-selling? Are you trying to enter new markets? Also relevant to our German insurance company, what will be your asset and liability management like? Hire professionals to assist with the integration. You should turn to people with extensive knowledge and experience, like a certified post-merger integration specialist. Many mergers fail because the people doing the planning are focused on financial implications and fail to consider factors such as employee morale.
Develop a new culture. Organize events to let the German and the English staff get to know each other to prevent cultural clashes. Retain the best practices, policies and systems of the two cultures, rather than keeping one company's policies and abolishing the others. Create cross-functional post-integration teams that consist of employees from both companies. This strategy not only gives the employees some ownership of the process, but it will help the two cultures to figure out how to work with each other. The board should conduct a risk interview with key staff to gather data on what types of knowledge and relations the person has. Perform a knowledge loss risk assessment and understand the knowledge transfer process. That information needs to be a part of any knowledge retention strategy. To prevent loss of knowledge, invest in employee training and create a short list of potential candidates that could replace key staff, and measure whether knowledge transferring is going well.
As a result, the M&A review board sees great benefits. So we will not abandon the M&A process, instead we will take a series of mitigating actions. A. Prevent accounting fraud by conducting in-depth audit beforehand, developing loyalty program, educating managements, and so on. B. Prepare for Brexit by creating a Brexit impact assessment report and hedging for currency risk, such as HR policies and currency or FX forwards. C. Prevent credit risk by assess benefit and rules of new asset portfolio, professional advice, or sell structured bonds for less complex assets. D. Preventing product failure and reputational risk by training programs, strategic planning, organizational cultures, and reputational risk monitoring. Last, prevent shareholders' discomfort by issuing of preferred stocks, providing priority to existing shareholders.
Thank you for joining us.